Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mardek, and of course last time we slew the king who QUALNA was possessing, and now we are chasing QUALNA through this astral tunnel. But before we do that, let's make a point of using the save crystal here to load up on whatever gear we feel like we might want, because at this point in time, we are with just Mardek. All of our party members, they're gone. So, what I'm thinking we do here is I'm going to load up on a few pieces of gear that I think are a little bit different from what we were looking to do previously. Last time around we were saying, sure, we'll use our typical maximize all of our elemental resistances on Mardek approach, with a few exceptions so that we could give some strong pieces of gear to other people. So you might say that would mean that we'd want to make a point of doing things like taking strong items such as the Rainbow Disc, Scarecrow Protection, things of that sort that are arguably the strongest accessories in the game, chest plates to the extent that we might have put one of the better chest plates on other people, like the Night Jacket. However, on this occasion, I think that's actually not what we're looking to do. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make us a little bit less well-rounded, somewhat similar to what we were seeing before with our other characters. So if we take a look on the party screen at our resistances here, we have solid resistances to just about everything, actually healing to earth, and remember that we also have magic defensive reactions to just about all these elements here, with the exception being ether. So even fire, water, certainly light, we are healing to those when we get hit by spells at least. Then for dark, we do have a physical defensive reaction and a magic defensive reaction for another 50% resistance, so that's at least getting us to 80%. That's of course not quite as good, but air. Air is the one that I'm deliberately making a point of lowering a bit, and you'll see why that is in just a little bit. And just to confirm as to how exactly we're doing that, put on Rainbow Aura, resist Ether. I'm thinking that probably worth putting this on here, and then we don't really need the Earth resistance because we threw on some Earth resistance items, and you saw we were already healing to that. Water, Fire, we'll throw those on because we don't have physical defensive reactions to that, unlike with Dark, so for that reason I think if we were to sacrifice one type of element here, then Dark is probably the way to go. And then also, bear in mind, we do still have a physical defensive reaction to air as well, so even though it looks pretty bad here, as long as we hit that reaction, we're at least looking at 20% resistance, which is nowhere near what we have with the other elements, yes, but is still at least something. And like I said, there is a reason why I'm doing that here. Then, of course, doing things like loading up on the usual healing and mana restoring items, other support potions, things of that sort there. Let's give this a go and see where this leads us. Okay, so we can see precisely nothing in the astral tunnel. That's encouraging, though there are apparently 5 chests in here. Whatever that's worth. Well, here's one of them. Healthy juice gives us the regen status. That's not bad. Did take off the scarab that was giving us the regen earlier, so that does mean that we'll perhaps want to use some of those potions in the future. Yeah, even when we step a little bit further through the astral tunnel, still cannot see. Want to make sure that we're making a point of getting every chest in that case, not missing anything. And no sign of enemies just yet, but I don't know if we're going to run into any here or not. And here we have a bit of a fork in the road. Is this? Yep, there's a chest, okay. Heather of Queens for some more MP restoration. Sure thing. Okay, here are some enemies. Let's see what we run into. Greenfish, I suppose, probably could have seen that one coming. Uh-oh. What is asleep? That's a bit of a concern. I don't think we have insomnia, based on how we are obviously asleep right now. Now, if we could go next, that would be fantastic. Thank you. The Dreamfish does have the very high evasion chance, 50%. Does have a lot of resistances to everything other than light damage, so ideally, we hit you with a default attack here, and we just hope that we manage to land the hit. We did not, so that might mean we're about to go back to sleep, and I'm well served to hit those reactions, of course. But it's mostly, okay, no, we did manage to at least wake back up on that occasion there. This time around, there we go. Okay, so if we land the hit, of course, more than capable of taking it out. It's just landing that hit is easier said than done. And that also is us mastering Soul Strike, okay. Fitting, I suppose. I think probably going to be sticking with the sword we picked up here from the Champion Arena, because that is still our strongest sword. We did find the Sword of Gosnor from the King fight. Has 46 base attack, which is still lower than the Champion Sword number 2. Not to mention Champion Sword 2 has the high 10% crit chance, and then a little bit of strength and spirit as well. MP 100, that's a lot compared to the Sword of Gosnor. It does have 4 strength, which is still better than the Champion Sword, yes, but it's sacrificing the spirit we get from the Champion Sword. Doesn't have the MP, doesn't have the extra crit chance, so I think Champion Sword is definitely still preferable. Let's keep on moving in that case. And still keep an eye out for those chests. Is there anything up here? I keep on thinking we can look to the map and see if we find anything there. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes, there is something. Well, near or not, okay. Seems like many of the enemies that we saw from the Dream Shrine. Fortunately, you are using earth damage. Of course, that is quite alright. Seeing as how we heal from that, and we still have enough damage to take you out one hit. No problem. We did take off some items that gave us some additional vitality. That does mean that I think previously we were at about 3,300 HP. Now we're at only 2,700-ish, which is still solid, but could mean that a strong hit could potentially take us out. And then I think we have just 1, maybe 2 chests remaining. Okay, another Oni or not. Unfortunately, it does seem as though everyone is faster than us here. But again, if you're just hitting us with earth damage, that's not really a problem. In fact, you're actually probably healing the damage that we took from the Dreamfish that we were fighting earlier. So that's alright. Then plenty of directions in which we could go here, and once again, instinct is just telling me, look at the map. But we actually have 2 chests remaining. I'm thinking one's probably down here in this corner. Oh, or maybe even 2 of them? Here's one. Guessing maybe over the other side is the other. Remedy, okay. Status removal. We have plenty of those potions because we picked up a lot along the way. Ooh, combination of Oneironauts and Dreamfish. I was not ready for that reaction there. Fortunately, that was another instance of earth damage. Okay, so I think we actually prioritized the Dreamfish because, like we've seen thus far, the Oneironauts on many occasions will be healing us, not hurting us. Okay, fortunately, we did land the hit that first time. And yeah, keep on dealing the earth damage. You'll keep on healing us. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'm guessing the last chest is over here. To the right. Though, admittedly, this is looking a lot like a circle. No, that must be the way through there. That has an entrance to a new zone. I'm thinking we missed whatever it was. We skipped the top direction, because I thought that might have been the way through. But it looks as though that may actually be the place where the last chest is. Okay. Fortunately, we woke up there, but 3 Dreamfish is rather difficult. You know, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to, at the very least, temporarily put on Insomnia so that we can't get put to sleep, because that is potentially riskier. We did put on enough ether resistance that even if these guys do manage to hit us, it's not going to hurt us very much, as you see there. But we could get put to sleep for a very long time and just be completely defenseless, even if they're just whittling away at our HP a tiny bit. Combine that with us not being able to guarantee that we'll land a hit every time, well, with their high evasion chance, and could be reason enough to, at least for now, put on Insomnia. Likely means that I think we need to put off a little bit of our vitality, so we lower our HP a little bit further. But here you see, you can just land hit after hit, and we just hope that we wake up at some point, but it is not happening yet. Here we go. Okay. We still missed. Of course, if we did not put on as much ether resistance as we did, I believe we're on 90% right now, then this would have been a lot more dangerous than what we're seeing right here. Yeah, we do 90% ether resistance. So that's one of the reasons why that was so important. Because, yeah, this could turn out to be quite a long fight after all. Secretly, the hidden boss now. We've seen many of the Dreamfish before. Just in the past, we made a point of putting on Insomnia so that this would not happen. And having just one member of the party does also make it more difficult because, of course, just one person being asleep means that you have no opportunity to take any turns at all. Still missing. Mardek. Gotta land the hits, man. Okay, fortunately, we did not go back to sleep this time. There we go. Okay, and a golden conch as well. Good crafting item. Probably a little too late for that. Let's make sure that we throw on Insomnia. We'll need some RP, of course. What do we get rid of? I think it's going to be Vitality. Oh, no, we don't have Vitality on at the moment. Did we put on HP? No? Oh, okay. I think that might mean we need to get rid of a Resistance, which is unfortunate. Don't think we've seen any fire damage. So at least for the moment, why don't we put on Insomnia, just to make us a little bit safer. And then, I don't know, I could at least temporarily put on Vitality. But I'm thinking we will want to switch back once we are more positive that we will no longer run into those Dreamfish. I'm guessing will be the case, so I thought the last chest would be over there. Apparently I'm wrong. Okay, well this place is awfully confusing, so your guess is as good as mine as to where that last chest is. Thought we were pretty thorough with what we were looking through at least the very beginning, and then as things started to branch out towards the end, might have missed something there, or clearly we did. That time around we probably should have focused on the Dreamfish first, although at least this time around, Dreamfish shouldn't be as much of a risk, now that we have put on Insomnia. Can't get put to sleep. But eventually someone will deal more than 0 damage. There we go. Okay, so is it actually down here? Straight down, maybe? No. See, one of the chests that we got previously. Oh dear. Where was it? I mean, we got that one, yes. This way is the way to the actual next area. So I guess we'll just reverse engineer this a bit. There's a non-zero chance that it may just be that the last chest in this area is actually in some other sub-room that we do not yet have access to, and maybe that's why we're not seeing it. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure we just checked everything. Or maybe it's secret? Oh man. To the secret area that you can't actually see? Much like back in Chapter 2, there were a few of those in a few dungeons, even Chapter 3, like in Saul's dungeon. Except that would be devious this time around, because of course we can't see the map, so we have no way of knowing for certain where that might be. Oh man. There it is! Secret pathway confirmed. I found it. This ultimately ended up going toward one of the ends of those areas there where it looked like there was nothing to be had. Yes, here we go. Okay, here's another secret pathway. Where's this one leading us? Here we go. Now we're talking. Okay, hold on. How do we actually get over there, though? How do we actually get over there? Are you just teasing us? Is it actually an entirely different secret pathway? I think I just saw Into the Matrix. I think I see a pathway through here. I think I'm seeing Into the Matrix. Or, hold on. I swear there's a very thin line that you can actually see the secret pathway, which I've never noticed before. May just be me hallucinating here. Maybe the astral tunnel is really messing with my brain. Here. And it goes up, and it might go one to the right soon. No, straight at it? Okay. And what is it? It's the turquoise armor, a shimmering suit of plate mail that seems to be made from an almost immaterial substance, which gives an impression of flowing water, even though it's not actually, flowing. Or water. Okay, so that looks like quite a big pickup. Let's take a look here. Of course, we haven't seen this before. It's a heavy armor with 10 defense and 5 magic defense, not bad. Gives us the magic defensive reaction for minus 20% damage and plus 2 spirit. We have, of course, mastered both of those already. Also gives +1 strength, 3 spirit, 40 MP, and 20% resistance to ether. So potentially a decent ether-resistant option, yes. However, we are currently using the Mithril Plate Mail, and that also does have 20% resistance to ether. And in terms of defenses, it is actually a little bit better. Don't think it has quite so much spirit. Turquoise Armor gives +3 and 40 MP, whereas Mithril Plate Mail gives 2 spirit and 80 MP. So better MP, worse spirit. I think the Mithril Plate Mail is probably still better, though this is quite interesting. Very cool looking at the very least, and I think definitely worth making the effort of us heading on over here to pick it up, even if it was very, very well hidden. Okay, but with that, let's head on back over to the place where we're expecting to go through to the next area. And the Aeronauts, how dare you astral punch us? That's what you get. Okay, so it was, no, not this direction, it was over here, and then it loops back up and around, and this is where we saw the entrance into the new area. And remember, we turned off our resistances, at least for, what was it, fire, and then turned on insomnia. I'm thinking we might want to switch back over here. And we put on something else as well. Did we throw on vitality? Yeah. So let us take those things off, put fire back on. Just take a look at the map here. It's still completely blank. So we might find ourselves in another fight here. Okay. Venturing off into the unknown. Yeah, you can see a very thin path. Very faint path. Even if it is kinda sorta a secret path. And of course that does mean that we put off insomnia. So we are very much at risk of getting put to sleep over and over again here. So when we next get the chance to take a turn, your guess is as good as mine. Could be, I'm guessing, sometime in the next few thousand years, at the very least. Here we go. Fortunately, we did manage to land a hit. Okay, so keep on moving here. And okay, I see it goes down, and it goes right, and then up, and through to here, and this looks like it's going to take us to a new zone. There's no chests in this area. Oh, there are 3 chests in this area. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. See a path here, and here, and down, and then I thought that was left? No? I can see a path further to the left. Not entirely sure how we're supposed to get there. Oh, maybe through here as well? Yeah, I was not even thinking that we'd have other pathways that we might want to traverse. So I was not keeping an eye out for it before. Okay, hold on, we can go up here. And from here, I think I see something to the left again? No? Over here? Oh man. It is difficult to navigate this zone, to say the least. But at least though Neuronauts, they aren't too difficult. It's the dreamfish that slow us down, if nothing else. Okay, and then let's see. Can I see through the matrix here? Over to the left. Yes. Then down. Okay, here is another chest with speedy juice, giving us haste. Then can we go further in any direction here? Don't think I'm seeing anything down. Anything to the right? No? Okay. That's one of the 3 chests. Yes. There are 2 more. As for whether any of them will have significant items, the likes of which we saw in the secret chest in the previous area, remains to be seen, of course. I'm thinking that that last one that we got with the chest plate might have been the most ambitious, the rarest of loots in this area, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Seeing to the left and down here. Oh, okay, here's one. Big juice. For some life restoration. That is the area for the next area. We've confirmed that. That's actually up into the center. Okay, so I think it's the last secret area is all the way to the right then. I think that's gotta be the case. Because I was assuming that the area we were... Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, well, we found it. Okay, so at least the mystery is gone. Thank you for healing us, Onirona. Thank you for dealing no damage, Dreamfish. Oh, excuse me. Summoning more spirits? That is not cool. They deal air damage, which is the type of element that we are not so resistant to right now. So let's actually get rid of you, and then we'll get rid of yellow souls. I no longer like them. That actually does hurt a bit. So let's make a point of taking them out. Okay, one down. Ooh, I missed that reaction there. Does mean we'll take a little bit extra damage. Ooh, you stunned us too? And we actually did not get the chance to take our turn because of that stun? How dare you? How dare you? Got stunned again. Are we in trouble here? We should be able to take a turn at some point in time, although maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, gotta take you out. Arguably, could have made the case that we ought to have removed the paralysis, but I think we do this, then we'll sort all that stuff out. Give ourselves a bit of a heal, remove the paralysis, then we should be fine. Okay. Let us... How much HP did we lose? A little less than 1,000. Let's throw on a couple mugwort pieces. That'll get us full there, and then throw on a remedy wherever you are for the paralysis removal. There you are. Okay. Oh, we had some motion potions as well. Either way, here is what we were looking for, and it's an elixir for full HP and MP restoration. But at the very least, that means that we have now picked up all the loots in this area here, and we also know where we are supposed to go next, so that is also encouraging. Up here. Just one Dreamfish, how bad can it be, right? How bad can it be? There we go. Okay, and if we are about to step through here, I'm thinking we may be exiting Dreamfish territory and entering other stuff territory. So let's take off Insomnia, take off the Vitality, and this time we'll put back on the Resist Fire in preparation for, well, we shall see. Save Crystal. Take the hint, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think so. And then it actually appears as though it is blocking the pathway right now, which means that there probably is, yeah, a secret pathway of some sort. Let us around here. Okay. And then... what do you know? Hey, buddy, old pal. How's it going?
Rohoff. Good. You followed me. Look. This is the astral realm. Isn't it magnificent? We're almost at Anshar now. Traveling between there and here is a breeze when we use this realm to bypass space. Though I used it, I didn't volunteer to let Morik travel this way because I rather didn't want him to go off to heal you. I didn't want either of you to die. And if I go, this power will go with me.
Are you suggesting that you are the only person capable of making/traversing astral tunnels such as this? I mean, you are the other member of the Governance to Magi, so I suppose if anyone were able to do it, it would be you.
But I am going to die, aren't I, Rohoff? You're not coming home, are you? It doesn't take my divination abilities to work that out. I can see it in your eyes. It brings me no pleasure to do what I need to do, old friend, but I do need to do it. The violet crystal has tainted your mind, and it makes you lie. You put on this act, but I won't believe it. I would only regret it if I let you go. Are you sure there's no way I can persuade you to return with me? We're almost there. We can be with the council again in mere moments. They'd be glad to see you, surely. Lies. Stop your lies. It just makes it harder for us both. If I returned, I would be killed. I know this. And then Anshar would fall into darkness. I cannot let that happen. I won't let you let that happen. I swear to you, Rohov, on all I hold dear, that I mean you no ill. I genuinely wish for things to be solved peacefully, and I feel that we can use the darkness rather than letting it use us, as I think you think is the case. Aha! See! You admit you used the darkness. Darkness cannot be used for anything other than evil ends. Power like that corrupts, absolutely so, and I am doing you a favor by freeing you from this foolish risk. Well, I give up then. At least, if you kill me now, will you at least grant my soul the freedom to flit away to the afterlife? It is a simple request, a joy you kept from Mardek. Don't seal my soul, please.
Oh. Theoretically, at least, we sealed Mardek's soul because we were concerned that he would reanimate some corpse somewhere, as he did with Social Fox, and come back to life and be even more mentally broken and try to bring destruction to everything. QUALNA does perhaps seem quite a bit more sane than Mardek was, and doesn't seem as intent on, well, causing death and destruction. But still, there is, of course, that risk. You could make the case that QUALNA would try to exact revenge if we were to kill them now and then allow them to reanimate something. I mean, as a member of the Covenants to Magi, who is adept in the art of spirits and the other realm, you have to imagine that QUALNA would be able to find a way to do that, except no one else here at the moment other than Dreamfish, other spirits. Lots of spirits, yes, but maybe not bodies to inhabit, so I don't know if QUALNA can pull it off, even if we were to let QUALNA go on without sealing their soul. As for how Rohov interprets that, though,
I suppose, in a way, I'll be glad to be away from all this. I hate conflict, you know. I just want to see it end peacefully. But I see that that won't happen, so I just don't want to see it at all. I don't want to see anything anymore. Very well then, old friend. I give you my word that I will let your soul free. Now, let us end this. Deep breaths, QUALNA. This is it. Come on then. If I can, I'll try to batter you into submission, so that I can drag you home with me. But I know that that's unlikely. But I'll at least go down fighting. Why, Yosa!
alright, and here we go. Fighting QUALNA, and QUALNA immediately uses the Thunderbolt. It's like they know that's the element that we are weakest to. But let's take a look. 16,000 HP. Higher spirit than strength, so I think probably more likely for us to see QUALNA using magic abilities than physical abilities against us, though 40 attack is nothing to snuff at either. Solid resistances across the board, 50% to fire, water, air, and earth. No resistances to either light or dark, so it might actually be preferable for us to use our default attack, because that is light elemental. Heals to Ether, that is, of course, understandable, while you being the Ether member of the Governments and Magi. Then, yes, you are 100% weak to Fig, though we don't have any way of healing that type of damage, so that's not going to end up happening. Then, decent resistances to other types of statuses. Can't zombify you, that would of course be an instant victory, because if you zombify all of your opponents, then you instantly win. So, can't do that. Also very resistant to Curse, so can't very easily prevent you from using all of your special abilities. Though you are fairly capable of getting bled, and we do have an offensive reaction for that, so that could be a good way for us to deal a lot of damage there. Of course, it's just, I think, about a 20% chance of us landing that hit, as long as we hit our reaction, so let's give this a go here. I think we do go for either a default attack, or you could make the case that maybe starting off with something give us a beneficial status, like maybe if we have one of those potions, like a rainbow juice that gives us nulls of everything. We can load up on a little bit more strength, a little bit more spirit, with a power or magic drink. Or we could throw on a speedy juice, or a healthy juice to give us haste, or give us regen. I'm thinking, why don't we start off with the haste? As for whether QUALNA has any way to counter that with, say, something like a delay buster that we saw some of the powerful optional bosses use, may or may not be the case. Well, hopefully it doesn't happen, because delay buster is, of course, air elemental, and that's the element that we are weakest to right now. So why don't we throw in a rainbow juice now, protect ourselves a bit, just in case. And that was an Ether attack. Okay, so we are quite resistant to Ether, 90%, so that's a good thing, because I would suspect that's most of the damage we'll be taking is that type. Then any other statuses that we want to make a point of putting on, or again, boosting our strength, like I was saying. Regen wouldn't be a bad idea. Physical and magic shields might not be a bad idea. Again, we've seen some of the optional bosses have special abilities that they use that remove those shields and deal extra damage. Of course, they only use them when you put on the shields. Let's try it, though. Testing it a bit. Then with our second turn, because again, we put on haste, I think that was a good move for us to use that first. Now maybe we put on regen, because it did take some damage at the very beginning. Okay. And yes, you do have a shield break ability, so it didn't deal much damage, so in some ways, we could throw back on the shields. If that forces QUALNA to keep on using shield break, then we're having QUALNA use a pretty weak ability in our second turn, then we could use something that's more offensively oriented. So, good to know that that's out there, that shield break ability. Don't necessarily think it's a reason in and of itself not to put back on those shields, but maybe for now we instead prioritize throwing on something like a power drink, give ourselves a little bit higher offensive abilities here, with plus 10 strength, and then let's try then in a hit here for 3,700 damage. It's not bad. Arcane Cataclysm does not sound good. Fortunately, it is Ether Elemental. Lowers our spirit and magic defense, which is a bit concerning, though magic defenses I think we're a little bit stronger than physical defenses, not necessarily because of our amount of magic defense, that is of course lower than our physical defense, but more so because we have some magic defensive reactions that give us an additional 50% resistance to fire, water, air, earth, and I think just about everything here, other than Ether and Big. So, for that reason, I think that's probably not much of a concern. Hopefully not, at least. We could, again, throw on a power drink for some more strength. I think the earlier you do that, the better, so that you are benefiting the most from those physical attacks there. And there you see, we gained about 800-ish damage? 700, 800-ish damage? And already, QUALNA is at roughly half HP. So that is an encouraging sign. We could go for another one of those, and what with our haste here, we actually might be able to take QUALNA out. Give it a shot. Let's see, if we deal as much damage as we dealt last time, yes, we could. However, I think let's give QUALNA a little bit of a chance here, because, yes, I think we could, in fact, take QUALNA out with one hit, though, of course, we haven't seen much from QUALNA yet, and I'd have to imagine QUALNA has more up their sleeve than what we've seen thus far, so let's give them a chance. And instead, we'll do something like, why don't we throw back on the shields? Maybe that means QUALNA will just try to shield break, but maybe it means we're giving QUALNA the opportunity to make some Ether clones of Mardek. And they are healing QUALNA, so this is of course very similar to what we saw when we were fighting the King, but when the King, who was at that point in time being possessed by QUALNA, made clones of our friends, but not Mardek. This time round, we have of course just Mardek in our party, and QUALNA makes clones of Mardek specifically. So that is the reason why I was making a point of making sure that we had one element that we were weak to, because on this occasion, when we are going against the other clones, they are of course exact copies of the Mardek that we have built right here. So that means that they do have a lot of weakness to air there, and so we will want to use the air slashes against them. We just hope that they don't proceed to do exactly the same thing against us, because that would hurt. And that is one of the reasons why having the null air on is so big. We do still have that. But I'm thinking now, we try to take out QUALNA here, and we might have enough damage to do just that. That'll leave us with just the Mardek clones. QUALNA down, confirmed. And now, here we just take one of them out, and we want to use an air slash. I'm hoping that we can take one out with just one hit here. Yes, that is the case. We have haste, they do not. Which means that unless, well, they might be able to take one of those air slashes with the shield, so I think we target you first, because you do not have a shield. Take you out. Now, because we have a single null air on, and I think we had that one rainbow drink there, so that was our last source of null airs. It means that we can tank one hit for sure. Then don't know if they're going to be able to one-shot us with an air slash based on how much damage we dealt with our air slashes. Probably could. So I think we do still have enough time, because it would take probably 2 hits for them to take us down. They'd have to go 1 air slash to remove the air null, then another one to actually deal damage to us. The chances of them going through all of our abilities and happening to use an air slash twice in a row, quite low. We might still be able to deal enough damage to take you out in 1 hit with an air slash, even if you have your shield on, but we're about to find out. Ooh, just shy. And you use just a default attack here, so I regret to inform you, Mardek clone, you are done for. And with that, QUALNA and QUALNA's clones defeated. You get a Dreamstone from that, as well as an elixir. I knew that happened. Free at last. Now, I don't want to endure this anymore. So just do good, will you? I hope you know what you're doing, and I wish you well. Beware of Gasper, though. But you are going to honor your promise. Yes? You're lawful. You need to let my soul go free. I just need to check this. Please. I am sorry, old friend, but I cannot take risks. I cannot trust you anymore. Knowing that the violet crystal has warped your mind, I cannot let you return to the others as a spirit. What? You promised. You promised me, Rohoff. No! Farewell, QUALNA. You utter monster! So you're saying that you're from another world entirely? And you've possessed Mardek since childhood? I suppose that would explain those moments of lucidity amongst his usual carefree nature. Indeed, but I am no threat to you, so know that. I'm on your side. Don't worry about me. I don't know, Rohoff. We just saw you seal QUALNA's soul when it really seemed like QUALNA was all for peace. And you said, no, I can't trust you. And even after you promised that you would not do that, you still followed through with it. So, I don't know, Rohoff. Not sure we can give you as much of a free pass anymore. Well, if you say so. I've got enough to worry about as it is now anyway. With my father gone, I'll have to take up the crown. Me? A ruler? Who'd have thought? I mean, you were prince, so you probably should have seen this one coming at some point or another. That's kind of what happens when you're a prince. But also, yeah, of course he is taking the throne. I'm sure you'll make a great leader. Oh, see, Charla believes in you. Thanks, Charla. With you here for me, I'm sure I'll be able to cope. Difficult, though it may be. I won't leave your side. Oh, she's blushing. Oh. But Mardek, or Rohoff, or whatever you said you were called, I don't know what to feel about you anymore. You never mentioned this split personality thing to me before. What other secrets are you hiding? Well, sorry. Rohoff told me not to tell people about him. I didn't mean to hide things from you. Well, I just hope that he doesn't get in the way. You know, Eloian? It was nice traveling with you anyway, Mardek. I'll stay with you for any further adventures, okay? But for now, we and the others have all agreed to help Donovan with his castle stuff, since the king never really told him what to do. I hope I get to be a princess. Not exactly sure that's how that works, Eloise. That's not how it works. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Donovan's got the right idea there. Anyway, you should get some rest, Mardek. It's been a long day. I don't know what we'll do about missions, though, since there's no king to hand them out anymore. I suppose we'll have to wait until after the coronation. Okay, so with that, that of course means that, well, we have defeated QUALNA. As for whether that was a good thing or a bad thing, I leave that up to you. However, there is still more for us to do here because, as you can see here, it's not like the game is over just yet. So, as for the aftermath of what we just did, is going to be tune in next time to find out.